Hello and welcome to India Today's SoSouth discussions. Today I am going to be discussing a little bit about the Kerala's Rajya Sabha seat sharing, where there is a lot of discussions and internal rife that is happening regarding the seat sharing of Rajya Sabha. Now, there was one seat for the UDF, that is Congress-led United Democratic Front, as well as 2 seats for the Left Democratic Front, that is CPIM, Communist Party of India, Marxist-led alliance. Now, the thing was, Elamaram Karim, Binoy Vishwam, as well as Jose K. Mani of Kerala Congress Mani were the 3 Rajya Sabha seat holders. Now, but that was when Kerala Congress Mani, Jose K. Mani's party, was part of the UDF. Now that Mani has moved on to Kerala Congress, have left the UDF and moved to LDF, now there is a tussle among the 3 because one seat has to be given to the UDF. Now the other 2, who will be retained or who will still get a position in Rajya Sabha? To discuss this, I have with me senior journalist M.G. Radhakrishnan with me. Welcome, sir. So,
hi, Priya.
Hi. As I had just opened with it, what exactly is this rife, this little strife that is happening between the alliances, inside the alliance, about this seat in Rajya Sabha, and why exactly is a Rajya Sabha seat so important for the internal parties?
Well, Rajya Sabha seat has always been very important to all political parties. It adds to the its prestige, its standing, and all so on and so forth. So it's always every party has been very particular about their Rajya Sabha seat. There have been occasions when huge spats actually broke out in both the fronts in the past over Rajya Sabha seats. When so it's been always Rajya Sabha seat always has been a very sensitive and politically very important issue for the political parties in Kerala. So the present issue is actually, as you said, 3 seats are going to be vacant by July 1st.
Correct.
So the terms of all these 3 Rajya Sabha MPs who happen to be in the LDF now are going to be vacant on July 1st. But actually the CPM, the ruling CPM or the LDF, is absolutely certain to win 2 seats. And the 1 will go to the UDF. And now among these 2, it's absolutely certain that the CPIM will be taking one of them. And the remaining one is the bane of contention now. It's a bone of contention now. On the one side, you have the CPI making its claim as the 2nd largest party in the LDF.
Correct.
And they are trying to, the person who is going to, whose term is getting over now is none other than Binoy Vishwam, who is the CPI state secretary. So the CPI is absolutely, certain that they will get this seat for their leader. Whereas the Congress, Kerala Congress Mani, it also has its chairman as a candidate who is actually whose term is getting over, Jose K. Mani, son of K. M. Mani, the founder of Kerala Congress Party. And so Jose K. Mani also wants this particular seat for their party as well as for himself. So these 2 being the topmost leaders of 2 constituents in the LDF, it will be a very difficult issue to address and solve for the entire LDF. Both parties are absolutely insisting on this, that they should get. And then the point, as you said, is that the Kerala Congress seat actually was when the party was with the UDF. And after they joined the LDF in 2021, so that is how that became an LDF seat. So no matter whether it was they got it when they were UDF, they want that to be they want that to retain even when they are back, but they are in the LDF. So that is the big controversy that is going on, which is very serious. I would say that especially with the Lok Sabha elections results coming by July 4th. This is only about 3 days after this July 1st. July 1st, this term is getting over on July 1st, and there have been only 3 more
1 month.
days for the results to come. So that will have a serious political
Um,
impact.
Sir, I'm going to, it's, the Lok Sabha election results are coming out on June 4th, right?
I'm
And
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah,
there's a month
exactly.
in
So
between.
this is, that is, in fact, I mean, that is the point actually. Because after this, since the election results are going to come, the results will have a huge bearing on, who is going to get this seat. So if the if the UDF, in fact, the Kerala Congress has been saying that one of the reasons for the LDF coming back to power, or not actually, retaining power in 2021, is because the Kerala Congress joined it. So this June 4th election results will prove if their sort of claimed sort of strength and force will be there even in Lok Sabha elections. So if in Kottayam, and especially the Kottayam is where they have they have fielded a candidate there, and so whether Kottayam, whether it goes to LDF or UDF, we see the number of votes that are going to be, that the Kerala Congress is going to collect in certain constituencies where the Kerala Congress M or is very strong, will be very crucial. If they are not going to get as many votes as they claim they have in the Lok Sabha election results, their position will be weakened. Yeah, so the June election, 4th election results are going to have a big impact on this decision. Already political sort of, the typical political wrangling has already started. The UDF has actually has extended an open invitation for the Kerala Congress Mani to come back and join their friend, because they are saying, the UDF is saying that the Kerala Congress Mani is not going to get this seat. It will go to the CPI. So the Kerala Congress Mani's natural allies, it's the UDF, which is the original, sort of the ally of the Kerala Congress. So they want that, this. I mean, this is being used as a political weapon to woo them back. So the point is, it has a multi-dimensional impact on Kerala politics, this particular issue.
Now, so that's where my question arises. When we in the run up to the Lok Sabha elections, when the polling was going to happen in the second phase on April 26th, there was a lot of talk about the IUML, which is also a huge part of biggest ally in the UDF itself. Now, we know that Wayanad seat was supposed to be, or IUML was wrangling for a candidate to be fielded from the Wayanad seat because of the Muslim population over there. But Kozhikode and Ponani, Malappuram, this is where they settled down. And that was the settling was done, or the part of the deal was one of the seats of Rajya Sabha will be provided to IUML. Now, if that Congress, if UDF is asking Congress, Kerala Congress Mani to come back to their original fold, again, wouldn't there be a strife? Wouldn't there be an internal fight, wrangling for a seat between IUML and Kerala Congress Mani? And how will, Congress be able to assuage both of these parties in that case?
Well, I don't think there will be a problem in UDF because it is already it's almost a done deal that this seat will go to Muslim League, and there will be, the point that they are actually inviting Kerala Congress doesn't mean that they are going to offer this seat to Kerala Congress at all. It's completely out of the question. So Muslim League being a very powerful party, and it has, it commands its clout over at least 20 constituencies in the entire Malabar, it will be absolutely impossible for the Congress to rub it the wrong way. So that is out of question. This is not, the invitation is not a part of any package. It is of offering the seat to Kerala Congress. So that will not happen. They are just inviting them back because for the future or whatever it is. So Kerala, the Muslim League seat is absolutely certain. Nobody is going to take it away from that party in the UDF.
I have another question over here, which basically is for understanding how the division of Rajya Sabha seats, the allocation of Rajya Sabha seats within the two fronts happened. Now, two of them are for LDF and one of them is for UDF, which we more or less have now agreed. The one that is for UDF, which right now is held by Kerala Congress money, which is, again, that is a convoluted part over here where it used to be the part of UDF, which is why it got that one seat in Rajya Sabha. But now that it has moved to LDF, now all three seats are with the LDF if you really look at it in the overall picture. But at the end of the day, on July 1st, it will go back to the UDF. That one seat will go back to the UDF. But the other two, how is this division itself done? That one seat is for one alliance, the other is for another alliance, or how is the division itself done?
Well, the division is basically based on the electoral college of on the basis of the strength in the assembly. The two fronts have in the assembly. So LDF has two seats now because of the kind of strength they have in the assembly. So that could be also, it's a very important point in the sense that in two years later in 2026, they're going to have the next assembly election. So if at all, a compromise is reached within the LDF saying that, you will be, the seat can be shared for 3 years each by the CPI and the Kerala Congress. Everything depends on the results of the assembly results of 2026. If LDF is going to lose 2026 election, they wouldn't have even this number of seats in Rajya Sabha. So everything depends on the present strength of the respective fronts in the assembly. It is based on this strength in the assembly that now the LDF is entitled for 2 seats. Otherwise, that won't be there. So the electoral college is actually formed by the number of MLAs and other things.
Yeah,
so it's very significant. So you have next year you have panchayat elections coming up. And the year after that, you have the assembly election. So politically, it's going to be extremely hectic in the next 2 years. So that is why this compromise becomes extremely difficult, a difficult project for the LDF. For the UDF, definitely there is no issue, at least in this particular point. But because of the elections are coming and there is a perceived anti-incumbency wave against the LDF, and so panchayat elections and assembly elections are coming up. They won't be, it'll be very difficult to antagonize the Kerala Congress Mani group because of their, clout within the church and all. And LDF being, the minorities have been traditionally supporting the UDF in Kerala. And this is the only significant minority party, that is Kerala Congress, which is with the Christian churches, the Catholic churches, and mainly. That is the only minority, a party affiliated in many ways the minority that they have it in LDF. So it will be very difficult for the LDF to antagonize the Kerala Congress party because of the kind of social and political and communal permutations and combinations. So that is why it's getting extremely complex an issue for the LDF to deal with.
So my final question over here, how do you think CPIM will be able to balance or walk this tightrope between keeping all its allies happy? Because at the end of the day, these alliances are all based on a little bit of give and take. When it comes to Rajya Sabha, they only have 2 of them to distribute amongst their allies.
Yeah.
CPI already has 2, and the CPI would like to retain it for multiple reasons to stay relevant in larger political space itself.
Correct.
as well as, Kerala Congress Mani will also like to, flex its muscles and show that it also has relevance in the LDF itself. How do
Right,
you
right.
how do you think CPIM, the left front, might be able to walk this tightrope? Because if it doesn't, it will be, walking towards an implosion within the alliance itself.
Yeah, correct. Absolutely. This is completely, the CPM is put in a completely unenviable spot. And it is impossible it's almost very difficult. I don't know how they're going to sort of address it, particularly given the fact that, you have so many problems piled up in front of the government in various ways. Economic problems are there, the economic management, financial management is in serious trouble. And there is this whole issue of so many anti-government, anti-LDF developments that have occurred in the last few months. So it is on top of all these seemingly insurmountable problems that it's the two largest constituents of the LDF are going to fight over a particular seat. So this is going to be an existential issue for them, definitely. So the only possibility that I see is that, but that is also very remote, because given the fact that Jose Mani has no position of power now, because he's neither an MLA nor a minister. And he is the number one in the party. So the leader, the chairman himself being completely, you know, being left in the lurch would be very difficult for Kerala. Already there are rumblings within the Kerala Congress Mani saying that it's not getting a fair deal from the CPM or from the LDF. So normally the major parties solve these issues by offering them. Then they will be given more seats in the assembly elections or the Lok Sabha elections. So Lok Sabha elections are not going to be near anyway. So the only offer that they can make is about 2026 assembly election, that the Kerala Congress Mani will get more, will be offered more seats or something. But I don't know whether because that is also 2 years away, and 2 years is a pretty long time in the political calendar. So what is going to happen in this Lok Sabha election, the Panchayat election, if there is going to be a huge anti-LDF wave? I think Kerala Congress Mani might cross over to the UDF, because that has been their history and tradition. Whenever there are problems with the political friends, Kerala Congress factions, in fact, it's a joke that, Kerala Congress, there are about nearly 20 Kerala Congress faction now existing in Kerala. So they have aligned alternately with both the LDF and UDF in the past. So even when they were actually in one particular front, they had backdoor negotiations with the other alliance. So the Kerala Congress people have been adept in this particular deals. So I think if the election results are going to be not going to be good for the LDF, and the Panchayat election also is very important, and you can see by 2026 Kerala Congress Mani going back to the UDF. It's a very strong possibility. It won't happen with CPI, but it can easily happen so the anti-incumbency kind of thing, the negative feelings against the LDF, etc., they could actually work as a push factor for the Kerala Congress to get rid of LDF.
So if we really want to call them a bit among, as you said, it's a joke. Kerala Congress Mani is the biggest turncoat over there. Like it will always go where the tide is turning.
Absolutely. And Kerala has this recent tradition of the RSP, which has been in power and part of government of the last government, the former government, Chidanandan government, and N.K. Premachandran, who was a very important minister in that. Just because they were denied a Rajya Sabha seat, they left LDF and joined the UDF, and ever since they have been very strong partners or constituents in the UDF. So the Rajya Sabha seat could actually become a game changer.
Thank you so much for your insight over here, Radhakrishnan sir. So there we have it. Rajya Sabha seat, amidst the whole political upheaval and the games and the political heat that is running around while there is Lok Sabha election happening. In Kerala, it is the Rajya Sabha seat that probably could become a game changer. Thank you so much, viewers, for joining us for SoSouth here.